People say your anger get the best of you. Well, that's partially right. But now that I've been in this test for years, I know it ain't all right. It's the sabotaging of the tests. It's the torture tactics. It's the additions that's added on to the tests. It's the sexual encounters. It's a lot of stuff that plays in the position of this format. So it's like what it is. It's like you put all these things in motion to first and foremost, y'all attack. You doing more to others than you can do to yourself, than you'll do for yourself, and that you can take on yourself. So it's like, let's say something is introduced to the people, and they say this and that about the person. Well, the person is in the test, whatever this test is, this chosen one test. Let's just say that. Well, the person is already good, but the test or the box is the particular box is suited for the particular individual. So the test that comes with the box itself is already hard enough. When you add to the equation, when you add torture tactics and all that, you already expecting the person to fail the test by harassing them. They say people out there grinning that they failed the test, but you ain't gonna pass it. None of y'all gonna pass it. I know y'all. None of y'all gonna pass it. Even if you pass this part and this part, you fail the rest of it. All of it counts. All of it counts. And I'm telling y'all, cause I know for a fact, just in whatever this is, I've been in it for about 8 years, 7 years. I'm telling you, it worked like this. What it is that first we had an issue with this other test. That wasn't even the half of it though. Yes, it was harassment in that, but it wasn't the half of it. It was a lot of other things that went on. First and foremost, the energy that's supposed to connect together, that's supposed to be, let's say it's about money. Y'all gotta line up together. You can't have sexual partners, regardless. They say you can, but I don't think you can. How can you have sexual partners? You can until you get too close to this energy. It's like, okay, if you meet, like they say in the Bible, when God come, everybody get ready and they cleanse their oil to meet God. And these days, we contaminating the oil before we meet God. Okay, what is that gonna do? Okay, let's say it's elite people involved in the test and manipulate the test, and that's their job. Okay, well, they doing stuff with the test, but you take it upon yourself. You might got an elite friend. Well, I want to add this because they say this person like this, and I want to add that. They say this person like this. I want to trigger that. They already in the box to be triggered. They can't pass the box without passing the triggers. If you add on to it, then you're gonna make sure that they don't pass the triggers. So what y'all don't understand is this. That's why there's 13 women over here, and it's a whole nother group of 13 that's gonna come in whether you block them or not. Because, how do this work? Because they, the test been sabotaged all the way around. The cloning and all that. That's hardship on the person in the box, because it's for the person in the box, not all them clones. No matter what, no matter how you try to put them clones in the picture, it still ain't them. It ain't gonna ever be them. So it's like you actually helping the enemy make sure that this person don't fail the test in hopes that God would give the winning chances or whatever you trying to take to the loser, to the person that ain't even part of the test. You just like him more. You feel like he's suitable more because he's more presentable. And that's what the test really went wrong in. So how did this work? Okay, now in the physical, man will manipulate the test so you can't pass the test. Or man will manipulate the test where the test is too hard to pass. God gonna see that. And then this guy or this woman might get through that stuff, but you don't understand the burdens and the stress and the pressure that was on them. So, but God did. And what you did was it built up emissions. You can't hide those emissions. Once the emissions start to surface in the inside, you might well let it go. You're not going to pass it anyway. Because the overall seal of this particular test, this inheritance test, is on God. So if it done been people coming to my energy, might not be sleeping with people, but they made it look like they was sleeping with people and the family and stuff, trying to trigger me. The test alone is already hard enough. We all been failing the test, y'all. That's what I'm trying to say. Everybody been failing the test. And it's like, if you ain't suitable and more present, if you're not trying to be more mature and adult about whatever the test is, then it's gonna keep going. No matter if you got your elite buddies, all your elite buddies at the same time say he passed. God gonna say you failed. God tells me before it happens. Shut it down. I can hear him say, don't let him, yeah, he passed it, but don't give it to him. Because the emissions is already, you done triggered the emissions. And like I say this again, let's say somebody come to you and say, I just smacked your mama in the face. And you say, okay. And you got through them emissions somehow. And then they say, I just smacked your child in the face too. Okay. And then they say, I slept with your woman too. Okay. But by this time, the emissions is showing. The emissions is showing. We all been feeling this test, y'all. It's inherited. What we need to understand is you can't move it. Somebody trying to move it. This is something my grandpa taught me before he died. It's going to be so many people. And my grandpa didn't like people because of this. Because it was something that he had to go through, I think. And the test really took a long time because everybody who was trying to take the money, take the test and make it their own. And they sat there and made this person look like a bad guy. And since they made this person look like such a bad guy, everybody was attacking this person and putting more onto this person than this person even deserved themselves. So automatically, emission was going to start to accumulate. This test been going on for a long time. The closest person that got to me in this test, 2 people, was O and G. And they fell right at the end of it. Because I was expecting them. God itself said they coming. And I can hear God telling them, don't. And it's a man that comes to them when it's time for them to get here. And they fail that test every time. Yep. And see, these energies that's testing these women, by the time they get to this window, because it's a marriage test. It's a marriage inheritance. So while you sitting there making it hard for yourself and making it hard for the lover that you're trying to get to because you done been judging them like everybody else, well, you still got tests that's going to happen anyway because God said so. This test is already hard enough. Like some of y'all done got, like I said, sick. Done got sick. You might not got permanently sick, but you was out there being, doing stuff. That all was accounted for. If you're not fit to be with the inherited baby, to be with the anointed one, to be with the chosen one, to be with the prophet, to be with the high priest or high priestess, God gonna make sure, because God is the overall ending of the story. God gonna make sure it's failed anyway. So whatever y'all out there miserable about, don't do this, don't do that. You gotta quit. You gotta quit sabotaging the test yourself. You can't just keep. Look, this is what I go through. Let me show you what I go through. If you saying I get in my temple, what I get in my temple for? The harassment, the constant people putting stuff in my ointment, making my skin burn. You know what I'm saying? The food, the abuse on how I should be getting fed and how I'm not getting fed. The attacks on my body, the witchcraft that people throwing on me, and some of this stuff is being thrown on me by the same people are getting together with and saying, let's do these tactics and these tortures. If you do tactics and torture tactics, then it's going to be magic involved because you opening the gateway. This test is so overwhelming, I don't know how people even involve themselves in it. I didn't even want to be in it. I didn't want to have nothing to do with it. God put me in it. I didn't want to have nothing to do with it. God told me all about it before I got in it. And I told my father, I can't do that. I can't do that. I told God I can't do that. But he was like, it's a perverse world anyway, you'll be all right. So when we get in the test is actually being sabotaged. It's more y'all doing it than you think. It looked like we can all point the finger at each other, but we can't. This is a group effort thing. Everybody got to pass this test. So we go back to the part in the Bible where it says, God here, and everybody cleansed their all. It took a lot for them people to do that. Just like y'all be tested at the last minute and fail the test, right? Well, that's how they felt. We don't know how long it took them to cleanse their all to even meet God. And now they going, finally God is here, and now they at the door to meet God. Like that woman said, can I use your all? You can't use my all. And now we know that you can use all from other people. So how could you use all from other people utilizing that test? They stopped sharing their all. It ain't worth it. And this been going on for too long, y'all. One of y'all in the group kept looping something, and it would have been over when you started looping it. Whatever you did, I know who you are, I know your name and everything. When you kept looping something, you messed it up for everybody. And you only did it to make $1. And where it's at? Where it's at? Where the people at that you supported? They probably ain't even with you no more, and if they is, they're using you, you know it. So trust me and believe. Matter of fact, we can put it to the test. I can guarantee you this test gonna fail again if you keep on messing around. Just use one of your issues, one of your falling parts, which is probably sex. And a lot of y'all got sex problems. Let's just be real about it. You good people, but some of y'all, you ain't a sex addict or nothing. You ain't no hoe or nothing like that. But you got a problem. You don't know how to contain yourself, and you don't know how to contain yourself at the moment that you need to. And when you're getting close to God and you doing all this is when you need to. See, to even get to your emissions, you must learn to control your external desires. So you wouldn't know and understand the emissions, which is the internal issues, if you never beat the external issues. Now you got to turn around and ask yourself, is this even for you? And then whoever blocking them other 13 need to stop blocking them and let them come through. That's the way it really get down. I promise y'all. So when this come back around, and it's gonna keep coming back around, I know for a fact till I pass it. Well, watch it. Ask yourself when you have these encounters with these partners, do things start falling apart? No, the elite, the people in the physical world ain't gonna tell you that you're doing wrong because it's a natural thing to do. But observe. Then you're gonna realize, wait a minute, this is messing up stuff. The person that you're trying to get to after you had that problem might just start having problems. Because you go into a twin or a flame. If it's an inheritance, you are a twin or a flame if you're going toward that energy, regardless. So you don't want that y'all share belts with each other. We gotta start back believing again. That's the problem. Twins and flames have a science. You never come to this earth by yourself, ever. You always come to this earth with somebody. One of the goals is to find your other part. Let's get serious about it now. One of your goals is to find the other part. You come to this earth separated. You coming together. Well, as you come together, you have to be ready to mesh with each other or mold back together so you can return together. And when you go to heaven, you'll notice some angels have both parts and some angels don't. That's why those angels that don't come back here to find their part. But what happened is we get caught up in this world and we start to descend and become otherworld, and some of us even go to the underworld. Trust me. You say on the physical, y'all saying he got to do this, he got to do that. Stop. Stop. Watch the trigger moments. If he or she is doing good right here, and you go out there and you say, I'm going to enjoy myself, well, that's your emission showing itself. If you on your way to God and you on your way to God's order, if you on your way to God's child, then you on your way to God's energy. Why would you sleep with somebody else when you just cleansed yourself to get to this energy? I don't care how good this energy look to you. It's not your energy. You know for a fact that you cleansed yourself. You got to get to this energy. That's why you cleansed yourself. So this new energy that comes and introduces itself to you look like it's too sexy for a shirt. It doesn't matter. Because what you don't know is that the oil is not cleansed. So that oil just contaminated you. Now you can observe this lover. Now you can observe this person that you're trying to get to, and you're going to start seeing them have mood swings. Emissions is starting to surface. We must understand the science.